Hi, I'm Old Norse specialist Dr. Jackson Crawford. Today what I'd like to share with you is a really stirring and excellent quotation from the book of Norse myths called the Poetic Edda, one of our most important surviving sources from the Middle Ages for pre-Christian Scandinavian mythology. Now, what the Poetic Edda is fairly well known, although actually fairly few people read it all the way through. Typically, poems such as Völuspá about the beginning and end of the world, and Hávamál about Odin's wise advice for living, get the lion's share of attention, while later poems, those the first and second, get less. And I think part of that has to do with the relatively low availability of readable translations, although I hope that my own are making a difference in that regard. But here's a particular stanza from one of the slightly less known poems, Får Skírnis, Skírnir's Journey, that I think really is almost a perfect encapsulation of the Norse attitude toward fate and the Norse value of drengskapr, or being a dranger, a reckless man of good courage, heedless of fate. And so this stanza, stanza 13 of that poem, comes as Skírnir, the messenger of the god Froyr, has arrived in Jotunheimar, the home of the god's enemies, the Jotnar, often translated giants, to court Gerðr for Froyr, his master. And when he is asked about what he is doing in a place where he might well get hurt or killed, he says this, and I'll read it first in reconstructed Old Norse pronunciation from about the time the poem was written down in the 1200s. Kostiru betri, helder en at klokva sig, hveim fús at fara. Einu dögri var mer alder skapaður, og alt líf lagit. There are better choices than to lose heart for everyone who is willing to go forward, everyone who's willing to do something, accomplish something perhaps. On one day, my lifetime was shaped, and all of my life was laid down. And so here we have an attitude toward fate that accepts that it's relatively fixed, but also relatively unknowable. An attitude that says, today is the day that I might die, and if that's my destiny, then I'm going to do it boldly, in defiance of the things that hold me back. And I think that that's an excellent attitude, of course, for a warrior on a Viking ship perhaps, but also for our own lives, where so often we're held back by fears of what might come, when, in fact, the future goes one way, and whoever shaped it, we can choose to face it with or without courage. All right, well, I hope that's a meaningful or enjoyable quote for you as well. And for now, from beautiful Colorado, let me wish you all the best. The whole point of this video channel, the whole point of my books, is to bring good information about these subjects to the people who want it in the places where they're looking for it online. Otherwise, the people who know what they're talking about are all trying to impress each other, talking to each other in the ivory tower, and they're never reaching out to the public. The people who are reaching out to the public on YouTube or wherever else mostly are scared, angry people trying to spread centuries-old, cartoonish racialist theories and crazy mysticism that has nothing to do with our medieval sources. I want to bring good information about our real medieval sources straight to you in the places where you're looking for it, without an agenda, without trying to set myself up as some ivory tower super genius who's better than you. You can help me do that by donating small monthly amounts on my Patreon. And everyone who does that has my everlasting thanks for your incredible generosity and the way that you help me make a university of my favorite place in the world, the Great Rocky Mountain Outdoors. Well, from the middle of beautiful Colorado, let me wish you good thinking, good skepticism, and all the very best.